Now, the nominees for the category of Best Actress Dramatic Star were Anne Bancroft, The Miracle Worker, Margaret Leighton, Much Ado About Nothing, Claudia McNeil, Raisin in the Sun, Maureen Stapleton, Toys in the Attic, Irene Worth, Toys in the Attic. The winner, Anne Bancroft.
There are 3 reasons why I think I deserve this. That's Fred Coe, Bill Gibson, and Arthur Penn. Thank you.
And now the nominees for the category of Best Actor Musical Star were Jackie Gleason, Take Me Along, Andy Griffith, Destry Rides Again, Robert Morse, Take Me Along, Anthony Perkins, Green Willow, Walter Pidgeon, Take Me Along. The winner, Jackie Gleason, Take Me Along.
I have always wanted to meet Helen Hayes. And it couldn't have been on a better occasion. I want to say I'm delighted. And also that in order to receive this award properly, I would have to break it into little pieces and give a bit to everyone connected with the show. And I must say that this is a sneaky way to get back on television. All right. Gosh, isn't it wonderful to be surrounded with talent? It's a real delight. Now, I'll just say, in this case, once in love with Amy, and you're always in love with Ray Bolger. Ray? Oh, look at him come. Here he comes. He's coming up there. That's the boy. Here we go.
I don't see the trouble Mr. Abbott had getting up here. If I intended to be the recipient of one of these awards, I certainly know my way. And especially if I were a director.
We wish to thank you, Mr. Candidate.
And go on to the nominees for the category of Best Actress Musical Star. These categories were as follows: Carol Burnett, Once Upon a Mattress; Dolores Gray, Destry Rides Again. Thank you. Eileen Hurley, Take Me Along. Mary Martin, The Sound of Music. Ethel Merman, Gypsy. And the winner is Miss Mary Martin. Sound of Music.
Thank you.
Let me go away from it, please.
George, I did it with a hoop. I am very happy to have this award, and in fact, I am very happy, period. I love doing our show, Sound of Music. I love it every Wednesday and Saturday. I love it every single night. And I would like to tell you students that I can't express myself in my own words. I would like to express myself in words of Oscar Hammerstein, because we have had more letters from young people all over the United States about his beautiful song, Climb Every Mountain. I don't sing it. Our beautiful, glorious voice, Patricia Newway, sings it to me every night, 8 times a week. And the lyrics are, climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you can give, every day of your life, for as long as you live. You are looking at a woman who Oscar Hammerstein said once when he saw a picture of me when I was just about your age. He said, "There's hope for everybody." I have swallowed many rainbows, and I have had many, many dreams come true. Believe me. And all I can say is I hope for the rest of my life I shall have a mountain to climb in the theater for the rest of my days. Thank you. Good night.
Mary Martin, the winner of Sound of Music, category, the Best Actress Musical Star. If you can't make it with the lyricist and the composer's ad-lib. Students. Don't be a square. It is a great privilege, ladies and gentlemen, for me to bring to you tonight the man who did such a magnificent job, once again. The man who did all the hard work up here, Mr. Eddie Albert, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's been a pleasant evening and one of real joy to many of the recipients of the award. And that's the size of it for tonight. The cloud-capped towers are dissolving and so on. And I want to thank the what do you call yours? Custodians. The children, yeah, the custodians. And thank you all for coming and wish you all the best. And good night.
From the Grand Ballroom of the Hotel Astor, New York, WCBS-TV has brought you the 1960 Tony Awards, presented by the American Theater Wing. Music by the Meyer Davis Orchestra. This is Vern Bennett speaking.
The Late Show will be seen at 12:15 tonight in order that we may bring you the following special program.
The American Theater Wing 1961 Tony Awards. Now, internationally famous star of the Metropolitan Opera, Miss Eleanor Steber, and our national anthem. Hotel in New York City, WCBS-TV Channel 2 brings the 1961 Tony Awards, presented by the American Theater Wing. And now, starring in the current Broadway production, Critics' Choice, the brilliant actor and spokesman for the American Theater Wing, Mr. Henry Fonda.
In the entertainment world, there are many awards. But to people in the theater, tonight means a very special kind of award, the Tonys, which are given for distinguished achievement during the past season. But more than that, the Tony Award represents an organization which has earned the respect and affection of our entire profession, the American Theater Wing. This is the 15th annual presentation of the Tony Awards, but the history of the wing goes back over 40 years. I'm sure none of us present needs to be reminded of the work done by the American Theater Wing during war years, the participation in bond drives, the entertainment at service hospitals, perhaps most famous of all, the stage door canteens. But the work of the wing did not stop there. It continues its dedicated efforts to preserve the beauty of the spoken word. In realizing these efforts, the wing is supported by many willing to give of their time, energy, and money to such activities as these award presentations here tonight. Most important, the wing looks to the future of the theater, and through its School of Theater Training, it offers expert instruction to young people who wish to enter the theatrical profession. Some of the students from the American Theater Wing are here with us tonight. The American Theater Wing is more than a professional training organization. It has never ceased giving live entertainment in veteran and civilian hospitals and in the public schools of New York for the Board of Education. That the wing succeeds in these and other activities is due in no small measure to the work of its tireless president, Miss Helen Menken, now touring overseas for the State Department. Tonight is the biggest night in the theater, and to get on with the presentation of the Tony Awards, may I present your host for the evening, the star of the musical comedy Do-Re-Mi, Mr. Phil Silvers.
No, that Hank Fonda. I think if you took a poll of the ladies, you'd find that they think he's the most attractive man in the theater. But when I walk like that, my wife says, straighten up. I never understood that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to be here. A bit confused. We do, those of us who are proficient at it, do so many of these extracurricular things that I was told that this was a friar's stag, and I'm more lost up with my speech. I don't know where the hell it started. However, I'm very happy to be here, especially since I found we're on television. You see, I have this slight sinus condition. These lights are wonderful for it. But this in no way should be... I should do the friar speech. It's dynamite. I don't think the name Polly Adler would go so well here. We better not. This is not to be misconstrued as an entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, in that sense of the word, because it's a night of relaxation for the theater folks. This is our day, the Howl, Sunday evening. Like the proverbial busman's holiday, we always go to see other shows, and this is one night we can meet in these congenial surroundings and relax, and it's a comforting thought in it. While we're doing this for the next 2 hours, David Merrick will have produced 9 shows. And, of course, there's no competition either, ladies and gentlemen. I abhor that amongst actors, especially when you see the various categories as they unfold as the evening goes on. It is not competitive. It's just somebody has to win in 1 or 2 of the categories. But it's mostly a chance to see each other. And, of course, to win, if you win, is not too important. There's all kinds of data here about the importance of the Antoinette Perry Awards. The medallion, which you see behind me, commemorating the memory of the wonderful lady who this is dedicated to. And looking at the students, this is a good time to walk, kids. Go into another business. Something more comforting, you know, like diamond cutting, mine detecting, you know. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm supposed to introduce the firm, yes. The balloting of the entire wing membership, ladies and gentlemen, has been controlled from start to finish by the accounting firm of Peet, Marwick, Mitchell, and Co. I was told to pronounce that legally. It has to be pronounced and Co. I said the name slowly for the losers who want to investigate tomorrow morning. I would like to, at this time, present the man who's in charge of all the awards, the categories, a very honest man, it says here. And I think we should meet him, since you will be seeing an awful lot of him as the evening progresses. Of the firm I just mentioned, Mr. William Niven. Seated with him are 2 very important people, the custodians of the medallion, who promised, because of the importance of the evening, they have refrained from drinking for tonight. So they're 2 very delightful people, and in spite of their very young ages, 2 tremendous actors. The young lady, of course, thrilling audiences for the past 1.5 years as she portrays Helen Keller in Miracle Worker, Miss Patty Duke. Assisting her is a young man who was tremendous on television, where they discovered him, strangely enough, and then in Music Man, and currently thrilling audiences as he portrays Walter Kerr's son in Critics' Choice, Mr. Eddie Hodges. And now on to the awards, ladies and gentlemen. And to be the first presenters, I'm kind of stymied here. I could give each one of them a real big build-up, but we've extended this year's presenters to 2. When you introduce 1 star, you can really lay it on, but you get a little redundant when there's 2 and you don't know where your climaxes are. So I will do that first by their sexes. The lady, who some years ago came on the dramatic scene and proved to be a tremendous dramatic actress in a show called Another Part of the Forest. She has since then verified this fact many times, again, more recently in The Miracle Worker. And now for the man. Now, you know her name, but I have to say them both together. The gentleman is a very, very fine actor, and as parts grow in certain categories, you get to portray the same role in different manners. This man has made the portrayal of debauchery a thing of delight. The lady, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Patricia Neal. The gentleman, Mr. Gig Young.
Thank you. I believe I go first, Pat. Nominees for the category of actress, dramatic, featured or supporting are Colleen Dewhurst, All the Way Home, Eileen Heckert, Invitation to a March, Teresa Hughes, The Devil's Advocate, Rosemary Murphy, Period of Adjustment. Thank you, Pat. I hope it's in large print. The winner is Colleen Dewhurst.
Miss Dewhurst asked me to accept this for her and to give you her deepest thanks. She's very grateful, and particularly to Mr. Fred Coe and Mr. Arthur Penn, for allowing her to play a woman instead of a tigress. Thank you.
Nominees for the category of Scenic Designer play are Roger Furs, Duel of Angels, David Hayes, All the Way Home, Joe Melzina, The Devil's Advocate, Oliver Smith, Beckett, Ruben Terrarutunian, Advise and Consent. The winner is Oliver Smith.
Thank you all very much.
Looking at Mr. Smith and Mr. Niven, he could have just as well accepted the award. We'd never know the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, to repeat myself, this is not an entertainment such as we consider the word entertainment, and it's very frustrating to me because I'm loaded. But tonight is a night I think we're more addicted to acknowledgement from our contemporaries than anything else. And so we have to get on with it because there are many, many Tonys. And the next lady to present the next award should be no stranger to any podium of this type. Herself, a 3-time nominee of the Academy Awards, that other industry, and a winner of one of those awards. She thrilled us all when she came to New York and did Tea and Sympathy, as she will thrill us when we see her again. Miss Joan Fontaine, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm pleased to say that the nominees for the category of musical director-conductor are Franz Alles for Camelot, Pembroke Davenport, 13 Daughters, Elliot Lawrence, Bye Bye Birdie, Stanley Lebowski for Irma la Douce. Thank you, Patty. The winner is Franz Alles. Mr. Richard Burton will accept for Mr. Alles.
I hope I come back again.
I hope you do, too. Now, this is a singular award because the nominee for the category of stage technician is Teddy Van Bemmel for Beckett. That's all there is. There isn't any more. Teddy Van Bemmel. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Looking at the size of Mr. Van Bemmel, it's easy to understand there's only him in that category. Also, it figures he'd be this big. He's a David Merrick employee. And, you know, he deals in ostentation. And I might as well tell you now with all sincerity, I would not treat frivolously what I'm going to tell you. I am doing my first show for David Merrick, and it seemed to have rubbed off on me, his flair for the exaggeration, because we've been informed, my dear wife and I, we know she's very pregnant, but I didn't know until yesterday we're going to have twins. And on that warm note, with a great deal of admiration, I couldn't think of any two nicer people to follow that kind of happy announcement than the next two presenters. I don't enjoy a close friendship with these people, but I certainly have a tremendous amount of admiration for their individual artistry. The lady, there's an odd coincidence in these two people, this male and female. Their first hit or real big acknowledgement on the stage in New York was when they did the works of then comparatively unknown authors. And so when we hear that bromide about they're all from out of town, this is the exception to the rule. The lady, of course, gave one of the greatest performances I think I'll ever see, part she played in Miracle Worker. The gentleman, of course, Raisin in the Sun. I don't have to say any more. And so shall we greet Miss Anne Bancroft and Mr. Sidney Poitier.
Nominees for the category of costume designer: Theone V. Aldrich for The Devil's Advocate, Motley for Beckett, and Raymond Sovey for All the Way Home. Oh. The winner is Motley.
Motley, you may be interested to know, is the nom de costume for Elizabeth Montgomery. She's designed sets of costumes for more than 100 productions in England and the United States. And tonight has won this honor here on the Tony Awards.
I know you got a strong union, kid, but when I do this... I'll accept it for him, dear. He's remodeling the lobby at the present time.
Nominees for the category of actress, musical, featured, or supporting are Nancy Dussault, Do-Re-Mi, Tammy Grimes, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, Cheetah Rivera, Bye Bye Birdie. The winner is Tammy Grimes.
vivacious Tammy Grimes, eagerly coming forward to accept her Tony Award.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Tammy, I can understand that limp before the award, but not after, please. As one of the nominees to come later, it's a sickening thought that if any of these presenters were nominees, we'd be in a lot of trouble, because they get more distinguished as we go along. The next lady, and her I can concentrate on, because this is a single presenter, one of the great actresses, certainly of my time. Perhaps you remember her in the revival of Summer and Smoke, written by that fella, and The Immoralist, The Rainmaker, Separate Tables. More recently, of course, it isn't even down here, Sweet Bird of Youth. I guess you know who I mean. Miss Geraldine Page, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to tell you the nominees for the category of Best Play. All the Way Home, Beckett, The Devil's Advocate, The Hostage, and A Taste of Honey. Winner for a category of Best Play is Beckett.
Jean Anouilh, a French writer, is the author of Beckett. This is a translation, of course, of his original work, and Mr. David Merrick, represented on Broadway by a number of successful productions, is now climbing the stage.
Thank you. The author is in Paris.
I also have the pleasure of announcing the nominees for category of director. We have Joseph Anthony for The Rhinoceros, John Gielgud for Big Fish, Little Fish, Joan Littlewood, The Hostage, Arthur Penn, All the Way Home. Spence is killing me. The winner is John Gielgud. Hume Cronin will succeed.
Hume Cronin is to accept the Tony Award earned by Sir John Gielgud for Big Fish, Little Fish. Mr. Cronin, rather Jessica Tandy. It's his wife, Jessica Tandy, equally famous on the Broadway stage and on American television. She in her husband's stead is to accept the Tony Award earned by Mr. Gielgud.
Miss Tandy accepts.
John Gielgud isn't here, and Hume said I could come.
By some happy coincidence, following our previous presenter, Miss Page, the young man who had a ball with her not too long ago in a Broadway show, the distinguished young American actor, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Paul Newman.
Nominees for the category of choreographer are Gower champion for Bye Bye Birdie and Ona White for Irma La Douce. Thank you, Patty. The winner is Gower champion.
accept the Tony Award for Mr. Champion is comedian Kay Medford, who is currently appearing in his hit Bye Bye Birdie. Anyone who has seen this show will remember her as the mink-coated mother in the play.
Kay Medford accepting.
I'm his mother, and I would have hit somebody if he didn't get it. Thank you.
Nominees for the category of actor, musical, featured, or supporting are Clyde Reville and Irma La Douce, Dick Gautier in Bye Bye Birdie, Ron Hussman in Tenderloin, and Dickie Van Dyke in Bye Bye Birdie. Thank you. The winner is Dick Van Dyke.
This lean young gentleman is Charles Riley, who is understudying Mr. Van Dyke in the role, and I believe now currently playing it on Broadway.
I'm his understudy, and he asked me to see it through all the way. He's sorry he can't be with you, but you've made him very happy. Thank you.
If I've asked the committee once, I've asked them 100 times to cut down the minimum here, because we keep losing more nominees, they won't show up. Say it's for free. The next lady to present an award or an awards, take Lendonier, take Gentlemen Before Blondes, take Showgirl. It all adds up to Miss Carol Channing, ladies and gentlemen.
Nominees for the category of actor dramatic, featured or supporting are what are you laughing? Philip Bosco, The Rape of the Belt, Eduardo Cianelli, The Devil's Advocate, Martin Gable, Big Fish, Little Fish, George Grizzard, Big Fish, Little Fish. The winner is Martin Gable. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'd like to say that this is the first prize I've won since Arlene Francis consented to be my wife. I also want to thank Mr. Hugh Wheeler for writing such a brilliant part, and Sir John Gielgud for his enormous help. Thank you very much.
Nominees for the category of Scenic Designer Musical are George Jenkins, 13 Daughters, Robert Randolph, Bye Bye Birdie, Oliver Smith, Camelot. Scenic Designer Musical, the winner is Oliver Smith.
Oliver Smith in his second appearance of the evening.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I should have met Mr. Niven. Mr. Smith. A boy came to me doing high button shoes. He was nothing. Taught him design, taught him a color scheme, and he made it. A young lady, I hope she realizes, perhaps she's going through the most thrilling part of her professional life right now. She's a little too stunned for it to have taken hold right now, but in the ensuing weeks she will realize what has happened to her. And we couldn't be more delighted with the wonderful new star of Carnival, who is your next presenter, Miss Anna Marie Alberghetti.
The nominees for the category of a musical play are Bye Bye Birdie, Do Re Mi, and Irma la Douce. The winner is Bye Bye Birdie.
This marks quite a triumph for Mr. Edward Padula.
I'm deeply grateful for this recognition of the fact that a new and an original and unheralded work can find its way on Broadway and prosper. I must ask if the authors Lee Adams and Charles Strauss will join me and Mr. L. Slade Brown, my associate, in accepting this award.
Take them all. I separated by mistake the two presenters. It wasn't too much of a mistake. They were getting very chummy backstage, and I thought I'd better, because they're such attractive people. The young man thrilling audiences every night in Camelot. A very, very welcome visitor, and I hope a permanent one from Canada, Mr. Robert Goulet, ladies and gentlemen.
Nominees for the category of costume designer in a musical are Tony Duquette, in association with the late Adrian, for Camelot, Rolf Gerard for Irma la Douce, Cecil Beaton for Tenderloin. The winner is Tony Duquette.
Accepting the award for Mr. Duquette and the late Adrian is a very familiar Miss Julie Andrews, star of My Fair Lady.
Thank you, Lance. I'd like to say that for this evening, I wish I had been Janet Gaynor.
Thank you, Julie. I like you just the way you are. Every once in a while, you get to introduce somebody where there's so much affection towards this individual, and then that term, which I'm not too crazy about, actor's actor or actor's actress, which just means actors know you and actresses know you. But there comes a name every once in a while within our surroundings that you just have to say the name, and this big wave of affection speaks for itself. Miss Shirley Booth.
The nominees for the category of director musical are Peter Brook, Irma la Douce,
Gower Champion, Bye Bye Birdie, Garson Kanan, Do Re Mi. Personal gratification. The winner is Gower Champion.
Gower Champion, long a very familiar performer, is a figure on the Broadway scene as a producer, director, choreographer. And his Bye Bye Birdie has now garnered 2 honors tonight. This is Kay Medford again, officiating for Bye Bye Birdie. She accepted Mr. Van Dyke's award.
Gee, what a pleasure.
Isn't it? I'm so happy.
Aren't you glad he took dancing classes? Thank you,
I wish you'd given them to me. Phil, will you help me here? I think you'd be very delighted to read this.
Oh, wonderful. May I? This is a special award, ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of a fabulous production record over the past 7 years and for providing some of the current season's brightest moments with his shows like Irma La Douce, Taste of Honey, Do Re Mi, Do Re Mi, Do Re, Do Re Mi, Do. Do, I can't read this. That Do Re Mi, yes, Do Re Mi. And Carnival. The American Theater Wing presents a special award for Mr. David Merrick.
Thank you, Phil. Producers are seldom noticed and rarely honored. This is almost as surprising as if Ed Sullivan were to give
Like
a one-hour tribute.
Like you told me in Philadelphia, talk louder, David.
As I was saying, see, I can tell him I can't do it. I was saying it's almost as surprising as if Ed Sullivan were to give a one-hour tribute to Jack Parr. I want to accept this, not only for myself, but on behalf of the artists, the writers, the directors, the actors, and the others who created the wonderful plays that made this possible. I'm very grateful, and thank you.
David, I'll wire Jackie Gleason. Don't worry about it.
We now have another special award. The American Theater Wing takes pride in recognizing a membership society which for more than 40 years has maintained high standards in its search for what is new and unusual in the world's theater. This special award for organizing and producing the first repertory company to go abroad for the State Department goes to the Theater Guild.
The two gentlemen approaching the stage to accept this special award of the Theater Guild are Mr. Lawrence Langner, one of the co-producers with Armando Marshall and the late Teresa Helburn of the Theater Guild, and Mr. Warren Caro, a co-director of the Guild.
I'm accepting this award not just for the Theater Guild, but for those wonderful people who tonight are playing to standing room only in Ankara, Turkey. I think that you would be very thrilled if you saw the wonderful work they're doing, and as they proceed by aeroplane from town to town in what the State Department calls split weeks, you would realize what a tremendous job it is with Helen Hayes, Helen Menken, June Havoc, and all the other wonderful people who make up this company. This award is for them as well as for the Theater Guild. Thank you very much.
In presenting our next two presenters, ladies and gentlemen, perseverance will out. Captain Hook has finally caught up with Peter Pan. I think the highest accolade I can pay to any performer, and it certainly fits these next two artists, these next two wonderful artists, professionals in every sense of its highest meaning. Miss Mary Martin, Mr. Cyril Richard, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so wonderful to see Cyril without those black curls in your hood. Don't you think you could say something nice about me being a lady?
I knew you were a lady, Mary. Even when you were a Peter, I knew you were a lady.
Do I go first or you do?
I'm 9A. What are you?
I'm 9B, you're first.
Up first. Nominees for the category of actress, musical star are Julie Andrews, Camelot, Carol Channing, Showgirl, Elizabeth Seal, Irma La Douce, Nancy Walker, Do Re Mi.
Thank you.
The winner is Elizabeth Seal.
So that's what a Tony looks like. It's lovely. When I first came to Broadway, I was, you can imagine, terribly excited. And now this, I don't know really what to say. It's marvelous. Thank you very much.
Mine is the nominees for the category of actor, dramatic star are Hume Crone, Big Fish, Little Fish, Sam Levine, The Devil's Advocate, Zero Mostel, Rhinoceros, Anthony Quinn, Beckett. Thank you, Eddie. The winner is Zero Mostel.
Thank you very much. God, will the fellows at the zoo be happy about this? I also want to say that I thought it rather touching of the theater wing to do a replica on this medal, which I treasure very highly, of my two sons, Joshua and Tobias. And I want to thank, above all, the brilliance of Joe Anthony, who brought the animal out in me. Thank you very much.
I hope the younger members of the wing are watching. All these things are important. Be neat. Watch your clothes. And I love your toupee, Zero. Guy Kibbe had more hair on his comb than you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the next presenter, a most distinguished actor, two-time Academy Award winner himself, and as long as there'll be a theater or any kind of a light where there's a show, this will be a great star. Mr. Frederick March, ladies and gentlemen.
can't understand why everybody is rushing and hurrying so. Nobody has said we have to be through at a certain time. It's as though we're trying to beat that thing that's going to happen tomorrow night out on the other coast, you know. People get them and we've seen it on the monitor back there. They trip up this state. I want the people I tell you about to walk sedately, like Zero Mostel, like David Merrick, like Lawrence Langner and Warren Carroll. Just walk up and no hopping and skipping and jumping. This is what I want. The elder statesman, you see. Nominees for the category of, and we got plenty of time, actor, musical star are Mr. Richard Burton in Camelot, Mr. Phil Silvers in Do, Re, Do, Me, Do, Re, Mi, Do, Do, Re, Mi, Mr. Maurice Evans in Tenderloin. Thank you, Miss Duke. Thank you. There's a big thing about opening them, too. The winner is, from Camelot, Mr. Richard Burton. Now walk. Go. Ah, that's nice.
I couldn't be awarded the thing by a nicer man. And I'd like to apologize to Mr. Phil Silvers and to Mr. Evans that I've won this. But you do realize it's my last chance to win it. Mr. Evans particularly has many more opportunities. Thank you very much.
And now we have the nominees for the category of actress, dramatic star. And they are Miss Tallulah Bankhead, Bemidji Purvis, Miss Barbara Baxley, for Period of Adjustment, Miss Barbara Bel Geddes of Mary Mary, Miss Joan Plowright of A Taste of Honey. The winner is Miss Joan Plowright.
Joan Plowright, who is actually Lady Olivier since her recent marriage to Sir Laurence Olivier, is absent tonight. Beatrice Lillie is to accept the award for Miss Plowright. There she is, the familiar turban, a trademark of Beatrice Lillie. She wends her way slowly through this famous audience here in the Grand Ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria, taking very literally the advice of Frederick March, who says we have lots of time.
Coming in from Upper Cootie is Miss Bea Lillie.
Well, I'm very, very happy to, what are you laughing at? To accept this award for the Best Actress of 1960, 1961, to Miss Joan Plowright. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer girl. Good night.
Considering the last two awards, we didn't run that Boston Tea Party long enough. I'm very thrilled for Mr. Burton in my category. Not happy, just thrilled. And as far as he and Mr. Evans are concerned, next year, I challenge them both to something done in blank verse. I'll knock their brains out. It's been a warm and wonderful evening, ladies and gentlemen. In spite of Mr. March's efforts to slow us down, there are schedules, which I will say from now on. People of the theater have honored each other. It was an honor to be up in front of you. I got my award yesterday afternoon. And all I can say for the mutual respect we've shown each other this evening, it's been most gratifying. Good night. God bless you all.
From the Grand Ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City, WCBS-TV Channel 2 has brought you the 1961 Tony Awards, presented by the American Theater Wing. Balloting was under the supervision of the public accounting firm of Heath, Barwick, Mitchell & Co. Music by Meyer Davis Orchestra. This has been a presentation of the Public Affairs Department of WCBS-TV. This is Art Hanna speaking.